Happy Thanksgiving.
I know we like all season we've been talking about rivals, and you were like, wait, they're really a rival, but this is a rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely,
This is the
absolutely.
rivalry. But
As I was told yesterday during one of the turkey drives from God Is Love Foundation over at Giving Hope NOLA out in the East, she said this is not a rivalry week. This is hate week, and I said, well, this sort of conflicts what Thanksgiving is, but I guess I'm thankful for this rivalry.
And there is importance in this because I mean this is for the NFC South. There's a lot of positioning going on here.
This is the most important game because it's the next game. Now I'm sure there's ramifications down the line, but we have a chance here to take control of our own destiny with these next 7 games. And if we can make the most of this, we can squeeze all the juice that we need to out of it. We can then elevate ourselves and push ourselves to a playoff run. It starts with this game.
I know years ago you talked about like Cam Newton and leaky yardage with quarterbacks that can move. It's been a little bit of a problem this year. Does Ritter provide, I guess, some of that?
Ritter, Heineke, whatever quarterbacks behind them, whoever that they throw in, it's got to be on the D line, of course, to eliminate the leaky yardage.
What do you make of that quarterback situation?
Have no idea. We will worry about it when we have to. I believe Ritter's up this week, right?
Yeah, but it's not really.
That's what I keep hearing. So whatever it is, we will have a game plan in place to where, again, it's got to be our eyes on the quarterback because we know, our lead rusher the last few weeks has been a quarterback. So that comes back down to the D-line. That comes back to our emphasis of what we've talked about practically the entire bye week on our, on the D-line group threads. We talk about every day, since we've been back since Monday.
Cam, you talked about some of these game plans not being fun for pass rushers, especially with the mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah, last 7 weeks or so. Fun.
But how much of this season has been, you have 18 sacks as a team. How much of that has been game plan oriented, and how much of it is you guys are not living up to like the standard you set?
Both. I think there's a high standard, and we have to be able to live up to them. If you would have told me we'd be sitting at 5-5, 10 games in, I would have scoffed at you. I have a lot of faith and a lot of belief in our team, and we haven't lived up to our potential. We've had slow starts. We keep talking about starting fast. We have to do that to bring out our best potential to win. This is a game of inches, and when you're putting yourself in the hole for that second half, you can be stout and strong and fight back. But fighting back doesn't win unless you come out strong.
Is that some of the things, like as a veteran, what you just said that you all talk about? Like you see there's greatness in there, but you just haven't pulled it out yet.
Yeah, that's the whole point of potential, right? I see a lot of potential, and the fact that we're heading into week, 12 technically, and we're talking about capturing our potential, we have to be able to do that rapidly.
So how much does a bye week maybe reset, like a reset like this, maybe kind of refocus everybody to
4 days time will tell, right? 5 days time, whatever that is. I think that, after this practice today, things got a little chippy, excited, be back in pads, be back around our guys, be back in practice with the same mission of trying to win this Sunday. We'll let it take it how it will.
This team has a traditional run game not traditional, but like wants to run with its running backs. I think ranks among the top teams in carries, attempts. Is this like
Atlanta?
What's that?
Atlanta. You're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
The team you're about to face. Is this the ultimate example? You always say stop the run, then you can have some fun.
Absolutely. I think there's clear cut what we need to do to get a win out of this game. And again, we have to live up to expectations without giving you the full game plan of what we want to do. I do believe that it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be a hard-fought battle with both sides of the trenches. They got Saints Light over on the Atlanta side, so they know us even better now than they have previously. And then, on our side, we know that we're coming in and trying to stop this new kid Bijan, who looks quite special out in space. I think there's plenty of film out on Ritter now that he can stretch the field, he can make throws. I think he's a quarterback that you have to be aware of.
How are you guys evaluating yourself against the run? You haven't faced a ton of teams that stubbornly stick to it. I feel like Tennessee and Indy are a couple examples, but other than the leaky quarterback average, how do you feel like where your run defense is at this game?
If you look at it as a whole, again, you can't talk about the run without adding in the quarterback. That's pretty much been, again, the lead rusher for the last few weeks has been a quarterback, and that starts with us.
As far as you, kind of forgot what you said. I know.
Left her speechless? What?
I know. Like, so, I don't know. Sorry.
Nice.
Marshawn not
Wow.
playing.
He'll come back. He'll come
Yeah.
back. He'll get
Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week. He's got fried turkey,
Yeah.
the stuffings, you
I
know.
was gonna ask you that.
Man, all the
Don't come
sides.
on a Wednesday again.
No doubt.
got
Maybe
everyone off
I'll
their
say,
game. Everyone's off
look,
their
I
game.
wasn't going to, but you guys asked for
I
this.
apologize.
When you see a team that does have rotating quarterbacks,
Mm-hmm.
do you associate that with as a sign of a team that is struggling, or you have to?
Whatever it takes for us to win. It's not about any other team except ours. At the end of the day, if we execute our game plan to the highest level, to the umpteenth degree, we get a win. When we do things our way, our defense creates turnovers, our offense capitalizes on those turnovers, we can do a lot of great things. And that's what we're looking forward to try to establish what we know we can do.
Without Marshawn Lattimore on the field behind you, how much does that affect what you guys do up front?
I'd like to say last year we had to play, 10 games without Lat? I mean, we know how to be effective without him. It sucks because you can't replace him. You can't replace Mike Thomas. You can't replace, guys that have gone down and whatever we have to do. But it's that next man up mentality. It's that idea that, our defense is built on multiple players. So we can still be overly effective. We can still be a menace to the opposing team's offense.
My brain is working again.
There we go.
There's always guys that you've played against that it's just kind of like, it's a professional sport. They move on. But with Nielsen, with Caden Ellis, with Onyemata there, is it going to be a little bit different? I mean, Onyemata, you're this guy you took on.
Albert Huggins.
Yeah.
I mean, how many more guys do they need? Yeah, I mean, it feels personal, especially on the D-line way, because a lot of the D-line that were, starters last year have dispersed and you went to Carolina or Atlanta, whatever that is. But yeah, I think it's apparent that we had something going well for us this last few years because they were clearly wanted in this offseason. That being said, that has nothing to do with what our defense is trying to do. We're trying to impose our will on their offense.
So you don't call him Big Huggy anymore now that he's not.
That's it. That's always Big Huggy. But I was just, for you guys, Albert Huggins, Go check out his YouTube channel for his car.
Yeah,
He still has a lot of love for his truck. That has not stopped. Big O is dancing more, which on film, which that means he's making a lot more plays in the backfield, which you don't want to see.
Cam, combining a couple earlier questions about getting the pass rush going and just changing the momentum of the season. How eager are you for one of those games where the pass rush can set the tone?
Yeah, it would be nice not to have sacks taken back for penalties and or just falling off sacks. I mean, I think this past week we looked through all the could be sacks and we'd be sitting right where we want to. So this is something that we're aware of, and at the same time we have to worry about what the game plan is coming in. You have Bijan Robinson, Cordero Patterson's back there. You've got a quarterback who can escape the pocket. So we're going to focus on first and second down long before we get to where we want to be.
You said you went to a Pelicans game. Were you impressed?
2 or 3 of them. I mean, I pumped them in.
Recently they were playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about Zion, he's unstoppable around the rim, I think B.I. is a great player. We'll see. Jose just came back, against the Kings, right? I think there's a lot of potential there. In New Orleans, I think we just have to capture our potential.